Hello there my fellow holiday heroes and welcome to another Datacron video. That's right everyone, Focus Datacrons are back, but there has been some important changes as you will see. So it looks like the way Focus Datacrons will be rolled out has changed since the last time we had them. So anyway, we'll discuss that a bit and then obviously we will be going through one by one, see what good stuff they bring or not so good stuff, and then as well at the end talk about the priority of farming these. So the biggest change has been that looks like going forward the Focus Datacrons will be tied to the era units. So at the end of it looks like era they will launch the Focus Datacrons to tie into those units. That's what it seems like. So what we got 4-ish days I think left for this era, and around that time this Focus Datacrons, whenever the shipments refresh, will be as well available to purchase. Is now 7 of them, not 4. So make it what you will, but looking at how these now standard sets go in and out every month, that they have been a bit underwhelming so far. Maybe Focus Datacrons is where we should be investing the most, but again it will depend. So this change also means initially we look at, oh no, I'm gonna have gear 12 3-star units after the era ends, and now all of these are level 9s for these units. However, if we quickly scroll down you can see the gear levels. So even for level 9 gear 3 characters, I think some of these level 15s they go up to gear 5 characters. So even if you have lower gear units you still can actually utilize this Datacrons on them. However, obviously Relic Delta might be a problem depending where you're at in the spectrum in the game, so that anything below Relic 5 is not gonna do much probably where I'm at. So at 3 stars I won't be able to get them to Relic 5, but still they might be able to do something. But if not, there's still some other units benefit from this, because only level 9 is tied to the new mark units. All the other levels are tied to the older units, so some of them actually can still have use. And of course, as always with these Focus Datacrons, some of them have good stats, so you can just use them on any squad irrespective of bonus levels. So these are the changes. It seems like this is gonna be the trend going forward, or maybe they're just testing on one-time thing. We'll have to wait and see another 12 weeks or so until the upcoming Under era ends as well. Alright, let's hop now into the Datacrons and just go through them. I already made notes. I'm not gonna read every single line. You can go ahead and do that in your own time if you like. As always, these videos are a bit more of a summary where I just kind of highlight the key points of each level. So in terms of the stats, the Asajj Cron will go first for hers. Actually very good boost to defense as well offense. So again, this is one of those crons that any team can benefit regardless of what levels and so on. Especially like units that deal true damage, extra offense will boost them a lot. Heck, you could even put this on GL Ray if nothing else for the extra offense. Alright, in terms of level 3, Fennec, it's hard to gauge really the bounty hunters at this point, because until we get Asajj and we try them out and see what I can actually do, it's hard to gauge. But just in isolation, Fennec's level 3 is a bit underwhelming. I think the only benefit really is whenever she damages an enemy with armor shred, she dispels buffs from all enemies. So this is going to be huge. Obviously on her AoE she lands armor shred, and then whenever she hits the enemy with armor shred, she's dispelling buffs on all enemies. So this could be very powerful in certain scenarios, but you gotta get that armor shred locked in first. Level 6 Forlum, I mean it's quite a lengthy one, but for the most part what it'll do at the start of the battle, enemies will be inflicted with a stack of corrupted translation. However, doesn't say can't be resisted. So if you have a squad that starts up with tenacity up or extra tenacity, like those Galactic Republic squads, whenever like Padme and Kenobi, whenever they have protection up, they resist debuffs or something like that. So again, maybe a bit more situational here because it still can be resisted. And finally, level 9 will be for Asajj. Now this is going to be a very powerful one, I think, because whenever she critically hits, then she will also be gaining extra critical damage, defense penetration and offense maximum 200%. But Relic Delta, I don't know. But for those of you that will have her at high star, high relic, you know, I think she could really increase her damage a lot, because she has a lot of damage stacking already from her own kit anyway. So I think Asajj could be a powerhouse, but probably not personally for me, because she'll be too low relic at 3 stars that she'll be able actually to do a whole lot versus relic 8 and 9 units that I'm facing in every Grand Arena. Moving on, we got IG-90. In terms of stat boosts, okay boost I guess to offense, and nice boost as well in potency. This really kind of ties into Afra's kit, that you get extra, was it durability and damage or something from potency. So in terms of level 3, we got a Trip one now. Trip, the only nice thing about it is that he will be inflicting protection disruption for 1 turn whenever he damages a target locked enemy. So we'll have to kind of, you know, pay attention to target locked in this one, because it's all about target locks. Then we have level 6. This is gonna be for BT1. Again, not like something too amazing here. I mean, they're both immune to like daze stun, ability block stun, but usually Dr. Afra is priority, so you don't really first go for them. But anyways, whenever BT damages a target locked enemy, he will reset Trip's cooldown. So if you do get target lock on somebody quickly, then you can constantly with Trip then with his special constantly be calling BT1 to assist. So that could be a nice combo. And finally, let's move over to IG-90's bonus. I mean, the only good thing about, I guess, is that whenever IG-90 is damaged, that he's inflicting target lock on the enemy, on the weakest enemy. So I guess the target lock there synergy would help. The issue obviously with this Datacron is that in a free situation you won't be able to use all those levels, because you will have Afra, most likely IG-90 and BT1. So BT1 without Trip, his bonus does nothing. So it's more of a 5v5 cron, I guess. In free maybe not as useful, I think. Let's move over to Barriss. In terms of stats, I guess okay, 80% defense is kind of nice, but just feels like it's not focused enough in terms of stat boost to be like really amazing and really plug and play in terms of stats. Now bonuses, we have the return of the Night Sister one. I don't know, is it exactly the same, but it sounds like we had recently that was kind of bonkers. Because at the start all Inquisitors gain extra 200% health and are immune to ability block. Then the Night Sister deals 20% bonus true damage based on her max health on her basic. So if you mod her for health, she's got extra health. Unfortunately no health boost there from Datacron, so she could be doing some nice damage there. And as well, she's got a revive built in, as we know from last time. So definitely, you know, even if you don't have Barriss, if you just have Reva Inquisitors, we then used to use Night Sister with the Reva and she was quite good in there. So definitely nice one to have, even just for the level 3 on Night Sister. Second Sister, a lot of stacking damage, and then even with Barriss, obviously, with her abilities, Second Sister is getting more stacking damage, but am I right in thinking most of us have our Second Sister still at Relic 5, so yeah, again it's gonna be, I guess, question of Relic Delta for this one, but if you do have like a Relic 9 Second Sister, I think she could pack a punch. And then finally Inquisitor Barriss, I don't know, it's kind of nice overall, this one, whenever an Inquisitor ally has a taunt, when an enemy targets an ally without taunt, they inflict fear on that enemy. But if Night Sister is taunting, you have to keep hitting Night Sister, nobody gets... I don't know, it's just a weird one, to be honest. Like, will it be enough to stop Admiral Radis cheesing through this in a 3v3 situation? I don't know. So I'm not too high on this, except obviously the level 3 for Night Sister. This is, I think, where the real value of this Datacron will be. Unless obviously I'm mistaken about what Barriss will do in Grand Arena. Then we got a Maul one. Similar like Barriss Crown, stats are kind of all over the place. So I wish there would be a bit more focus into health maybe. But you know, at least 40% health is something. In terms of bonuses, visas, whenever visas revives an ally, but how often does visas actually revive somebody, right? Like when you're using on offense, she revives somebody. On defense, you just work around her revive. Yeah, so I don't think it's gonna be that useful. Level 6 is for Barriss. Revive from allies can't be prevented. So basically, if you're going in, I don't know, with Malicus or something, Nihilus, I don't know, whatever, right? Or, they prevent revives, but this will prevent the revive prevention. Is that right? No, will prevent the revive prevention. Yeah, there you go. So if you got somebody in the team that can revive, like Visas, but Visas revive is not very like often, so I don't think this is gonna be that useful with Visas. I think this could be more annoying if you put her like with Ray and Ben on defense, and you've got a whole thing, you know, with Ray with Ben constantly being revived. Malicus obviously just gets through those revives, whatever. This maybe could cause some complications, but if you just nuke out Barriss quickly after Barriss Cron is gone, then I don't know. It just seems like so far level 3 and level 6 on this Cron are gonna be very situational, not have a huge impact. However, the next one is Starkiller ones. This is again similar like we used to have, where just Starkiller assists, no matter what. Before, like, you know, he only assists in a full his lineup, but once we had this Cron, you remember on him, we used him with Malicus versus Rain, he was just constantly assisting on everything. So this will basically make Stranger even more bonkers already. Speaking of Stranger, level 12 is for him. Obviously, if you do have him, great. If you not, then the best use of this Cron will be just with your Starkiller lineup with either Malicus or Palpatine, I guess. However, if you do have Stranger, I'm not sure really what to think about. Sure, extra speed is nice for his insta-kill ability, but on his basic. But for the most part, it's just like the Stranger is immune to daze, but Starkiller does that already, so it kind of feels redundant, this clause. Unless they're trying to say, well, if you got Maul and Stranger, they will be so good that Starkiller can go with your Malicus or something, and then you still want to have immunity to daze, potentially. So it just gives you a little bit more flexibility, I guess, to use Stranger without Starkiller, so you don't get dazed. And finally, level 15, like, I don't have Maul personally, so I don't have experience with him exactly how his kit works, but there's just lots of ways here to gain extra stacks of Edge of Madness and getting additional as well bonuses with this Edge of Madness. So I guess it's gonna be quite good. I don't know, again, we'll have to test out more while whoever's got him, we'll have to test them out and see. Obviously this Datacron makes a lot of difference, but at minimum, if nothing else, level 9 alone is worth this, at least getting it to level 9 for Starkiller. And if you got a Stranger, sure, you know, I guess a little bit help there with the Stranger, but this really is the shining one, I guess, from all. So much plug and play viability then with Starkiller. And then we head over to Luke. Unfortunately, Luke is gonna be, I think, suffering from Relic Delta, at least personally. Han is Relic 1, and even if he's High Relic, I mean, his level 3 is not that great, I think. Level 6 Leia again, meh. And she's like a Relic 3 anyway. Stormtrooper Luke will be like 3-star Relic 2 or 3, whatever. So I think this, for the most of us, this Cron will be the lowest on the priority list. Although if you do have them Relic up, it does sound like that Leia could be getting a lot of bonus turns. So it could actually be very annoying from that regard. But, I mean, does it at least have redeeming in stats? I mean, okay, extra defense, but again, not as much as we were used to from this Focus Datacrons. So maybe this one, I guess, is the weakest of them all. Unless really this trio will be wreaking havoc in 3v3, I don't know, with all their Omicrons. Let's move over the Vader one. In terms of stats, 75% health boost. Like, there's so many teams. Just Half boost alone, forget about everything. This is already a great Datacron just looking at a half boost we have. And then level 3 Royal Guard, whatever, right? Also Tarkin, I don't know, I'm not sure about this level 6 to be honest. Let's go ahead and check level 9. Whenever an enemy is defeated by Palpatine, that enemy can't be revived. So, I'm gonna say this. The only time when using Palpatine that you wish you could prevent revives is if you're going versus Ray-Ban situation. That could be useful. But if Starkiller is now with Malicos or Stranger because of his Datacron, can these guys still get something done versus Rey? Or maybe bring Starkiller, I don't know. This definitely could have some utility, but I'm just trying to remember outside of Ray-Ban, when was the last time you used Emperor Palpatine? And I'm like, man, I wish Palpatine would prevent revives, right? Because again, it has to be Palpatine the one that defeats the enemy, which in Rey versus Ray-Ban situation, he's taking a lot of turns. So I don't know. Maybe Starkiller will move back to Palpatine for a while. We'll have to wait and see. And level 12, a bit of boost for Mara Jade. I don't know. I mean, I guess this is nice to be honest. Whenever an ally with less than 100% turn meter gains bonus turn meter, they gain 2% critical damage. If this would be like more than 2, yay, but I mean, there's a lot of bonus turn meter gains, so over time this could add up to something. However, an absolute banger of a level 15 is Darth Vader. Whenever an enemy attacks out of turn, Darth Vader takes a bonus turn. Are you kidding me? So if you thought you're just gonna waltz in with troopers, stomp these guys, bounty hunters, stomp these guys, I don't know, CLS, stomp these guys, John Skywalker, stomp these guys, nah. Nah. Because Vader will be taking so many bonus turns, won't even be funny. So this definitely sounds like a very powerful level 15. It's going to shut down a lot of teams, I think, or at least make it more difficult. And if that's not enough, Vader can't be defeated if Palpatine is active. So we will have the whole kind of almost Redis gene cheese or something potentially. But usually the problem is that Palpatine, like, usually AI likes to go after Palpatine because he's the weakest. So if it would be the other way around, like Palpatine can't be defeated if Vader is alive, now that would be cheese, right? But in this case, I'm not sure it's gonna be as good as it sounds. I don't know. And at the start of his turn, if Darth Vader has less than 25% health, he gains 10% defense. I don't know. Will he drop below 25% health easy or not? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, definitely having bonus turns will complicate a lot of counters if you do put this team on defense, or even if you use it on offense as well. Heck, like even pirates, they attack out of turn a lot, right? There's so many teams that rely on attacks out of turn that I think this will complicate a lot. Because what, he can go out, Vader, fracture somebody, yeah. It's gonna be crazy, right? And he's taking bonus turns already anyway from his own vengeance kit that he has. And finally, Yoda and Chewie, so let's go ahead and review this as well. Whenever another ally attacks out of turn, they gain 5% accuracy. What? It's not what Wookiees need, man. Now this is a very powerful one. Unfortunately, it's for Clone Wars Chewie and Relic Delta, am I right? I think mine's even a Gear 12 still. I don't even have him at Gear 14. But if you do have a Relic Tub, it's gonna be a very annoying one, because while Clone Wars Chewbacca has taunt, all Wookiees, so not just Clone Wars Chewie, but all Wookiees deal true damage. And while Clone Wars Chewbacca has defense up, okay, the counter chance. Whenever Clone Wars Chewbacca loses a taunt, they gain protection. However, most importantly, he will reduce the cooldown of all Wookiee allies by 1. But dealing true damage sounds powerful, but if you think about it, the Wookiees don't really deal a lot of damage, so... I mean, they have this whole extra damage on based off of their defense, so potentially, like, they could do something, but I don't know, man. And finally, Yoda and Chewie, it just sounds annoying, I guess, because whenever a non-tank Wookiee allies crit, Wookiee tanks taunt. Whenever a Wookiee taunt, the weakest ally gains 2 stacks of bulwark. So a lot of durability, constant taunting could definitely be annoying, but if you just got somebody that can ignore taunts, I don't know. I don't know, will this be enough to make Wookiees relevant, to be honest? So this is similar like Stormtrooper Luke, I think is gonna be a bit a lower priority one. And there you have it, guys. That's all the focus datacrons we do have up and coming. So let's just finish up by my ranking, obviously, depending on you know, your roster, relic levels, and so on. You know, the priority could be different. This is just based on my own personal roster, what I'll be doing. So I think number 1 for me definitely will be Vader, like he's level 15. Even though I'll have him low relic, could still be powerful. As well, Mara getting a boost from that one. Palpatine also, and then Maul, or maybe Maul could be number 1, Vader number 2, I guess, depending. Not because so much of Maul, but because of level 9 on Starkiller. Number 3 will be Barriss, again, nothing to do with Barriss, but obviously the level 3 on 9 Sisters sounds really good. And then after these 3, the rest 4 are kind of not that great, like IG-90, I don't know. He'll be good with Afra anyway, so maybe his Cron is good, but I think only really comes to use in a 5v5 situation. Asajj, actually, hers is quite good as well, but personally it's gonna be a bit lower, so it's gonna be like 5th on the list for me, because, you know, Relic 2 Asajj at Gear 12, or is it Relic 1 at Gear 12, sorry, at 3-star, Relic 1 or Relic 2 at 3 stars, I can't remember. Probably not gonna do a whole lot, and then Yoda and Chewie, because at least I do have decent Wookiees, because of the territory battles, except Clone Wars Chewie, right, the one that actually has the best bonus on this datacron. The dude's only at Gear 12, and then Luke, I'm still not convinced by the whole Luke, Leia, Stormtrooper Han combo anyways in its isolation, and this datacron I don't think it does a whole lot really for this squad, but again, I could be entirely wrong. We'll have to wait, I guess, see somebody with these guys in actions, because mine are just gonna be too low relic to do a whole lot. Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see you in the next Datacron video, where we'll be going through the standard set as we normally do, going through bonuses, stats, and then as well put together a farming list on my SWGOH for Life website. Hopefully I'll see you then, but otherwise have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.